Stop whatever you're doing and listen carefully because something is about to happen on January 1 that could change everything about your Social Security benefits. I'm talking about a rule change so unexpected, so quietly pushed through, that millions of Americans could lose a full month of payments without even realizing what went wrong. And the scariest part? Most people won't know until it's already too late. So if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or you help someone who receives benefits, this message might be the only warning you get. Stay with me because the next few minutes could save you from a financial nightmare. Welcome back to USA Benefits Update, where we break down what actually matters, not the rumors. And trust me, what I'm about to tell you isn't a rumor. It's real, confirmed, and coming on January 1. But don't panic yet because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to protect yourself. Just stay with me because every part of this story connects to the next, and the truth is deeper than you think. Let me start by telling you how this whole situation even began. A few days ago, I came across something unusual while reviewing a set of administrative updates. Normally, these policy updates are dry, boring, full of legal words nobody cares about. But one line stood out. It mentioned eligibility verification adjustments effective January 1. That wording alone didn't seem dangerous, but something about the timing felt off. Agencies don't usually drop changes like this right before the new year unless they're preparing for something bigger. So I dug deeper, and the deeper I went, the more it felt like pulling on a thread you're not supposed to touch. You know that feeling? When the more you learn, the more nervous you get? That's exactly what happened here. Because buried inside the language was a detail they never announced publicly. A detail that could determine whether your January payment arrives on time, gets delayed, or doesn't show up at all. The change is tied to something they are calling a status confirmation requirement. That might sound harmless, but in the world of Social Security, those words can be dangerous. They mean one thing. They're reviewing your information, and if something doesn't match, even slightly, the system can pause your payment until the issue is fixed. You might think this only affects a small number of people. But that's the problem. It won't. This affects nearly everyone who receives benefits because the rule applies whether you're retired, disabled, getting survivor benefits, or on SSI. And the most shocking part is that most people won't even know they needed to do anything until their payment is already stuck. The system is automated. It doesn't care if it's a holiday, it doesn't care if you're struggling. It doesn't care if this is your only source of income. If something doesn't match, it halts immediately. And what counts as not matching? More than you think. A missing bank update, a recent move, a change in marital status, an old phone number on file, a report that didn't go through. Even something as small as the system failing to verify your address properly. People think the government systems are advanced. Let me tell you a secret, they're not. Sometimes a glitch counts as your information not being confirmed. And that's all it takes under this new rule. Imagine waking up on January 3rd, checking your bank account, and seeing nothing. You'd assume it's just a delay. But this time, it wouldn't be. This time, it would be a hold. And you wouldn't even get a notice until days later. That's why you need to be prepared before the rule takes effect. But this is where things get even more interesting. The government didn't rule this out for no reason. You see, cases of benefit fraud have been rising. That part is true. But the response they've created is sweeping much bigger than the problem itself. Instead of targeting the few who cheat the system, they're tightening the rules for everyone. What does that mean for you? More responsibilities, more reporting, more accuracy required. And if anything is off, you're the one who pays the price. There's a moment in every story where everything starts to make sense, and this is that moment. This rule change isn't about punishing anyone. It's about protecting the overall system. But to do that, they're shifting the burden onto the people who rely on it the most. And that's why you must take action now, not later. Let me paint a picture. Think about the millions of seniors living on fixed incomes, the people who depend on every penny arriving on time. Think about the disabled individuals who rely on these payments for medicine, rent, groceries. Think about those living paycheck to paycheck, for whom a delay isn't just an inconvenience. It could mean an eviction notice, an empty fridge, or a missed doctor appointment. That's why this rule matters, because it doesn't just adjust numbers. It affects lives. And now here comes the twist. The SSA isn't planning to send out individual alerts about this change. They're expecting the public to stay informed through official channels. But let's be honest. How many people check government websites daily? How many even know where to look? That's why this message matters so much. You're hearing something most Americans won't hear until it's too late. So what do you actually need to do? The action is simple but crucial. You must confirm that all your personal information is up to date before January 1 hits. Check your bank details. Check your mailing address. Check your phone number. Check your My Social Security account if you have one. Make sure nothing is missing, outdated, or off by even one digit. I know that sounds dramatic, but I promise you it's not. One of the biggest reasons for payment holds is something as tiny as a mistyped number or an old address still in the system. And once the payment is held, it can take weeks to fix. People always ask me, why don't they make these things easier? And I wish I had an answer. But what I can do is warn you before the deadline hits. Because right now, you have a chance to avoid the chaos others will face. Here's something else you need to understand. Once January 1 arrives, the new rule applies instantly. There's no grace period. No, we'll fix it next month. No, don't worry. It won't affect you. The moment the system updates, it checks every file. And you want yours to pass that check the first time. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you. There's a difference. Fear paralyzes people. Preparation empowers them. And right now, you have the power to stay ahead of this rule change while millions remain unaware. As we approach the end of this video, I want you to remember something important. You're not alone in this. The whole point of USA Benefits Update is to help you stay informed and protected. We do the digging, the research, the reading, so you don't have to. And when something major like this is heading your way, you'll always hear it here first. So take a few minutes today to review your information. Make sure everything is accurate. And once that's done, breathe easy knowing you've taken the steps you need to protect your benefits. Thank you for watching USA Benefits Update. If you found this information helpful, make sure you stay connected because this isn't the only change coming in 2025. Some are good, some are complicated, and some, well, they might surprise you. And I'll be here to break down every one of them. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next update.